Accounting firm Nkonki held its annual Integrated Reporting Award for state-owned companies yesterday, with the Eskom report again taking top honours. Joining me in studio now to talk about the state of corporate reporting in the public sector is Thuto Masasa, partner at Nkonki. How widespread is integrated reporting in the public sector?
Lee, actually, well, integrated reporting, or let's actually talk King Report, like any other companies, best practice is always the best thing to use, basically. There is no requirement for the state-owned companies to comply with King 3, with exception maybe to a telecom, which is listed actually. Yeah. But there's also a protocol on corporate governance for public sector, which is has the same principle that you find in King 3. So that, together with your Public Finance Management Act, which you'll find some of the requirements in there that are very similar to that of King 3. So I think holistically, the principles that you really see within King 3 are covered in various areas of public sector
and
requirements.
One of those requirements is for integrated reporting, and hence the SOCs produce an integrated report each year. Is that right?
Correct. But however, as I said, integrated reporting, it's got, well, two elements to it. You've got your King 3 disclosures, yeah, and then you've got your framework disclosure.
So
right.
And that's the way that you mark. That's where you do annual awards.
Correct.
You mark according to compliance with King 3 principles, as
Correct.
well as to integrated reporting. So it's almost like a combined award.
Correct.
Now this year, for the third time in a row, I think Eskom is again the winner. Why? Why do they take top honours each year?
One has got to actually take a step back and look at the participation that Eskom has taken, especially in the International Integrated Reporting Council's space.
Because they're part of the International Pilot Program.
Correct. So you can see that Eskom, did basically say we want to be part of global leaders in this particular type of corporate reporting. So as a result, their excellence comes from taking that leadership on their side, saying we definitely want to be part of this, and we know that it's not going away, and we want to get it right.
Yes. And also it seems to be the company culture at Eskom where they embed integrated reporting and integrated thinking in their systems. So number 1 was Eskom, and number 2 was Transnet, and number 3 was Telkom. Now Eskom has won this award, and the Investment Analyst Society. It seems to be in the public space, it's either Eskom winning or Transnet winning. Is that true?
Well, I wouldn't say it's either one of the two. We basically look at the disclosure as they come publicly, right? And both of the entities that you've actually mentioned, both Transnet and Eskom, they do participate in this pilot project. So I think naturally through that, you will find that they are really leaders because they have taken that step.
Yeah, and Transnet too also has made real efforts to put integrated thinking and good integrated reporting systems within the company. Correct. So, Thuto, how do the results of this year's award overall and in the various categories, how do they compare with last year's?
Sure, we've seen significant traction, because if you look at the overall scoring, we actually started in 2011, where we looked at the 31st March 2010 results. 2011, we were sitting at an average scoring of about 40.6%. We went up in 2012 to 46.2%, and this year we're seeing another improvement to 50.6%. So you can definitely see a trend upward, where the state-owned companies are basically saying we want to improve year on year. Yes. And
I attended the awards yesterday, and it was so interesting to see some of the CFOs who got so excited about this new form of corporate reporting and the benefits that it can bring to the company, as well as to, of course, the readers of the report. And I think that was really encouraging to see. And I guess awards like yours, do you find that they push companies to improve reporting each year?
Yeah, and I think that was really the mindset that we had. We wanted to go out, when we started at Nkonki to do this research, we went out to basically say the key thing is to find insights of how the companies are doing in relation to integrated reporting. So by getting those insights and sharing with them in a public forum, it encourages them basically to then say, I did this in the past year, I need to improve, I need to do better in that area, and they almost know exactly which areas they've got to push in, and they know where they're doing well, and even where they're doing well, they don't want to go back and basically be scored badly.
Yeah.
So you find that it becomes almost you know, a natural thing, like any other person, to want to improve yourself. Yes.
And to want to get one of the winning spots.
Correct.
And to topple Eskom.
That's always, well, I guess the goal, to try and be number one. Yes.
How do the public sector integrated reports compare with those out in the private sector? Most of the top 100 listed companies actually produce an annual integrated report. How do they compare, do you think?
The one thing that one has got to bear in mind is with the top 100 listed companies, and with the SOCs we've got maybe a smaller number where we had 20. So comparing in terms of statistics, it may not be naturally fair. However, there are some areas as well where we saw as SOCs very much better than the listed companies, but in a lot of areas the listed companies seems to be in the lead.
And would it be unfair to say that the private sector devotes more resources to it?
The only difference would be, you know, when we look at the disclosure, we take what is available in the public forum, so we don't necessarily go to a specific company. So in terms of infrastructure or resources, anything like that, one cannot comment on, because our research is based on basically the
and I think it would be accurate to say that the listed companies have been doing this, the big guys, for the past 4 years. But the public sector, I mean, they've had a couple of years, but it really now seems to be really taking off, and that's so exciting to see.
It is absolutely exciting, and as you did allude to yesterday, I mean, I think the energy in the room where I mean, I shared with the guys that we had 3 companies that actually did qualify in 2011. This year we had 10 finalists, so which was quite a big achievement, and you could feel the euphoria in the room that there's a lot more people wanting to really be part of the winning team.
Yeah,
yes.
And it was just so encouraging, and I'm so glad that the public sector is just embracing this new and better form of corporate reporting. Thank you so much for coming in today, Thuto.
Thank you, Lee.
Thuto Masasa is partner at Nkonki.